The unbelievable happened. I felt led to share this with you. It's the first day of spring, so happy spring. I'm so thankful for spring and looking forward to warmer temperatures. Along with spring is tornado season. We've already been under tornado warnings and a tornado watch last night, so it brought up memories, and I felt led to share this with you. This happened 3 years ago in 2021. I've written about it in my book. It's the last chapter of my book, so I felt led to share this with you all. I got a phone call from a friend that there was a horrific damage from a tornado that hit a town about an hour's drive from us, and it was headed our way. I immediately called my oldest daughter, who lived about 30 minutes from me, and I let her know the news. And I just wanted to make sure her and my grandbaby were going somewhere safe. And then my youngest son and I got prepared, to get in the bathroom. We got candles and water, and we grabbed some blankets, and then we went into the bathroom not knowing what was going to happen. I remember reaching for the doorknob. I was getting ready to open the bathroom door just to get another candle or something, and a piercing pressure went ringing through my ears, and I knew the tornado was there. So I jumped over into the bathtub where my son was, and the wind started ripping and howling. I closed my eyes and I started praying out as loud and as hard as I could. All kinds of debris was flying into my arm and hitting me in my head. I tried to cover and protect my son as much as I could, and the hum and the pressure was so great that my voice sounded muffled as I prayed. It was loud, roaring hum, and we could feel the vibration of everything shaking. I thought I was going to be ripped out by the tornado, and I just kept my eyes closed and my thoughts and my spirit on God and not the storm. All my focus was on Him. The noise and the howling winds and the shaking of the debris that was flying around and hitting into me, and I kept my eyes and my focus on God. I prayed more intense than I have ever prayed, and it's keep your eyes on the Lord and He will keep you safe. That's Matthew 14:27. And after what had felt like forever, I noticed the winds, started coming down. So I looked up to see the stars, and I could see the stars and the rain coming down. The roof had been sucked off of our two-story apartment, and we were on the top floor. I was scared to move too much, not knowing how stable the building was. So I stood up, just getting ready to step out of the bathtub. And then my son, seeing that I was in shock and not knowing what to do, he said, "Mom, are you hurt?" And I said, "No, not hurt." And he said the most powerful words. I remember it just like it was yesterday. He said, "Mom, we are alive." And I was like, yes, we are alive. And in that moment, we were just so thankful and so grateful that we were alive and we weren't hurt. And then I started to slowly step out of the bathtub, and my mom and my son said, "Mom, grab something and hit the floor." And so to make sure it's stable before you step out. So I grabbed a ripped 2x4 and I started hitting the floor, making sure that it wasn't going to collapse. And then I noticed a mattress topper that had blown into our apartment from some other house. It had landed on top of where we were in the bathtub. And then we realized God had placed that mattress topper over top of us to protect us from all the debris. And we were both so thankful. I slowly made my way, to where I could open the door. And I opened the door, and it was like the parking lot was right there. All the walls had been ripped off except the walls that were around us in the bathroom. And it was so dark. There were no lights, and all we could hear was this eerie smoke alarms, beeping. And it just felt like a really bad dream. Using the flashlight on my cell phone, I could see that the couch had been scooted clear across the room. There was a huge pile of broken walls and debris, blocking the front door. So we carefully, made our way to the edge of where the walls used to be. And we could look out, and we could see, with my flashlight, I could see cars and trucks stacked on top of each other, and there was wreckage everywhere. The apartment straight across from us was just a pile of bricks. and debris. We were in an upstairs apartment, so the ground, was a good distance down. It was too far to jump without, seriously getting hurt. So we seen some flashlights down below. There were some people walking around. So my son hollered and said, "The front door is blocked. Could you help us get down?" And so the lights came closer. And then we could see that it was our neighbors who lived below us, and so they helped us get down. And as I was getting ready to get down, I remember seeing those little nails that were just all along the edge where the carpet had been ripped up, but all that was left were those little nails. And I just remember wanting to be on the ground so bad. And once we got on the ground, using my cell phone flashlight, it was hard to see or, where to walk because there was debris everywhere we looked. There was broken glass, electric wires, and, broken walls and furniture everywhere. At that point, I didn't even know where to walk. I was still kind of in shock, but I was so glad to be on the ground. And my son said, "Mom, that building down there, it looks like it hasn't been damaged that much. Let's make our way to it." So we started, I used my cell phone flashlight and shine it in front of me so I'd know where to step, and then I'd shine it behind me so my son would know where to step, because where he would step close to electric wire, it would like shoot out electric sparks. It was very dangerous. There was boards with big old nails sticking up out of it, so we had to be super careful. We started making our way down to the building, and we seen a stove that had been inside someone's apartment, and now it was in the parking lot. We seen a 50-mile-per-hour sign that had blown in from on the other side of town going out towards the interstate. And finally we made our way to the only building that looked like it was somewhat stable. It was the office building. It was one story, but the windows had been blown out, so there was glass everywhere. We were soaking wet from the rain, and there was still some thunder and lightning off in the distance. We were soaking wet, but so thankful that we were not hurt. We were good. We survived, and thank God. And that was an EF4 tornado, and it destroyed 75% of our town. You can Google it, tornado, Kentucky 2021. It was the deadliest, longest track tornado, but God kept us safe, thank God. So I wanted to share this with you to encourage you that God is amazing. No matter what you're going through, know that God is watching over you. He hears your prayers. He will keep you safe, and He will provide for you. He is an awesome, amazing God. He kept us safe even though, we lost everything. We were homeless for a short period of time, and we had to start all over again. But I'm so thankful for His hand of protection, keeping me and my son safe. And I want to encourage you that God is real, and He knows your every care. He will keep you even through the toughest times. And I also wanted to share this with you because we are not promised tomorrow. We do not know, what tomorrow holds for us. And there are things that you can do to help protect you and your family from tragedies. I call these trials and tribulations. These are things you can do. There are things that you can do to protect you and your loved ones, and I would love to share these things with you. So reach out to me and we can get together and I can help you. Remember, God is amazing. Life is now. Be blessed.